Is it recording?
It's recording.
We're back.
We're back, bitches.
Kind of.
Some of us are back, but we have a couple of announcements to make. First of all, yes, there's usually 3 of us. We're usually Bestiny, Bestie, and Bestie. But Bestie has gone. I mean, she's around. She's alive. Bestie, I'm sure she'll join us every once in a while, but she's kind of doing her own thing. She's busy traveling. She just got engaged. Very exciting. But yeah, so it'll just be us 2. And then sometimes Bestie. Also, we're no longer Bestiny and Bestie. We are now Steph and Chels. So
That's right.
yeah,
We've changed.
we're all new people.
That's right. Don't think of us. We've done a rebrand, a complete rebrand. We're edgy now.
We did do a bit of a rebrand. We actually have like a purpose now. It's not just like talk about whatever. Tell them about it. You could tell them. I've been doing a lot of talking.
We're gonna talk about media. Wow. So movies, maybe books, maybe podcasts, whatever we feel like. Media, probably mostly movies and TV. We're gonna talk about them, critique them. Who knows? Maybe make them better.
Heck yeah. We're not going to put ourselves in like the box of just like movies or whatever. We're going to do the whole media. Okay.
But to start, we have 2 movies that we've both watched. And very topical, I feel. They're very, very in.
They're so in right? They're so hot right now.
They're so hot. Wicked and Gladiator 2. Gladiator 2.
And you actually watched Gladiator too, right?
Mm-hmm.
You did? Okay. Did you just say anything? And I was like, I don't know if she's actually gonna watch it.
You gotta save it for the pod, you know?
Yeah, okay, that's fair. Totally.
I will say I didn't watch the first one. I watched a recap, though, on YouTube.
Okay, that's fair. I was like, holy shit. But okay. That's fair. How was the recap? Like, can you give a recap of the recap?
The recap was very succinct. I, felt like I got the gist of it, in and out. It was slow, though. I had to play it at, like, point, I don't know, I think I maybe did it at, like, two times speed. Because he was talking very slow, and he be yapping, so.
Yeah. It's funny.
So, maybe I did need a recap for the recap, because I don't need to know too much. I mean, basically, it's like, what? A guy murders his dad, and then there's another guy who is like, that sucks, and now I'm arrested, and now I'm gonna do vengeance, and he does that, and they both die.
Does the vengeance, the entire vengeance.
Yeah, he does.
And then there's a field, and he runs his hand, like, in the wheat field. That's the most important part of the whole movie.
Oh, is that a thing?
They even started, well, you saw it, like, in Gladiator 2, when they had the, like, cartoonish stuff happening. That was basically a recap.
Oh, I just saw, like, the fighting and stuff, and I was like, okay, yeah, I get it. And then in the second one, he kept doing that with the grains, too, and I was like,
yeah,
what is this about? Like, okay.
Very iconic moment, yeah.
I see.
Yes.
What do you think of it? You've seen both.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess what I should have done I should have seen the first one again recently because I haven't. And so I could do like a better comparison. But so in the second one, obviously there were like a lot of like shout outs to the first one, you know, like the one where they kept on repeating the hand in the wheat field thing. Talking about, you know, characters that were in the first one. But yeah, so they did a lot relating to Stoicism, which I didn't notice in the first one, but I also wasn't really like paying attention to Stoicism at the time. But very specifically, like Marcus Aurelius's brand of Stoicism, which is just based off of his personal journals. So yeah, they did a lot of talking about that, and then they did a lot of just like historical things that weren't accurate. So like afterwards, I Googled it and I was like, how historically accurate? Like, do these people really exist? Were they really like these people? And no, like none of it was true. We've all been lied to. So yeah, that was interesting. Like there was like Lucian, his name was Lucius,
maybe
Maximus.
Lucius.
Yeah, it's been like a week, like 2 weeks now for me, so the info's not that fresh anymore. But yeah, so like he existed, but like his dad was not the person that they're saying is his dad in the movie, and the merchant guy existed, but like he became eventually like some almost plebeish dude in the Senate. Like he's at the Senate, but he's not like a big deal. So yeah, it's just kind of like they picked random people, completely changed their real story. Yeah. So
isn't that weird? I was thinking that when I was watching it, like, because I did the same thing. I didn't do as much research. I just pretty much looked up like, how did like Caesar was a real person? Like, I'm pretty sure he didn't die because like everyone knows like at least the vague story of how Caesar died.
Right.
Like he was not killed by his son.
Oh no, he was killed by somebody who it was his lover woman's son actually. There was some woman he was like he at some point in time was having an affair with, and it was her son that killed him. So like they were very close. He's like one of the people that killed him. So like that's
yeah.
Brutus.
Oh, okay.
Brutus is
okay.
yeah, he's one of the people that killed him.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess like if you twist things a little, you could call it his son, but it's not his son. Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. It's just I don't know. It's funny they did the same thing for like Cleopatra in like pretty much all media, where it's like they have the name and then the setting, but then pretty much everything else is different. So it's like at that point, just make it your own thing. I don't know.
Right? It's like it could be a totally different name. Like, yeah. Yeah, people are weird.
But I don't know. I guess
it gets them the attention that they want. They're like, it's Marcus Aurelius's grandson. Double grandson. Okay. I guess they had to give it an
what?
Wait, what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, everyone's gonna go crazy over his second grandson.
Right. Yeah. It's what was I gonna say now? Yeah, I don't remember.
Sorry.
No, it probably wasn't that cool. It wasn't that important.
I'm sure it was like the coolest thing ever.
It was the coolest.
No, we'll never know.
No. But yeah, it was I mean, if you say anything about Marcus Aurelius, a lot of people are gonna show up for it. But yeah, what were your thoughts on like the actual movie? Like ignoring all the like historical inaccuracies and stuff like that. Like what did you think?
I thought it was entertaining. I thought that like I don't know. I did think that like they didn't really build out the characters as much as
Mhm.
I want. Like it was like almost a 3-hour movie, so I felt like they could have built out the actual character arcs.
Yeah,
Um,
totally.
but I felt like that part was kind of lacking.
Yeah, like it was just kind of like they didn't make it make a whole lot of sense when um Lucius okay, I gotta Google this because I'm gonna say his name like a million times. It
Our
is
boy Lucy.
Lucius, right? Lucius Aurelius. Yeah, Lucius. Lucius.
Lucius.
Would you say
Lucius.
Lucius or Lucius?
Mm, Lucius.
Pronunciation. No, I was just gonna tell you how to say Aurelius. I don't need that. I don't need this in my life. I don't need this hate.
Yeah.
We're gonna call him Lucius.
Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, it didn't really make that much sense when like he's in the arena and he got his stepdad there and he's like gonna kill him, and then he's just like, what? You loved my dad and my mom? Oh my god, I'm not gonna kill you. But it's too late because his dumbass already got him there, so he's gonna be dead anyway.
Literally,
So
yeah, like yeah. Like
yeah.
that and like him forgiving his mom. Like I didn't really understand that. Like I understand narratively
Mhm.
that has to happen, but how
Yeah.
did he get from point A to point B? Because he was like, "Oh, I hate you. You're not my mom," and
Mhm.
then nothing really happens for him to change his mind. But then his
Yeah.
mind is changed.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think it was supposed to be about stoicism in a lot of ways. Where it's kind of like, don't get revenge, don't like hate people who have wronged you. Like it's kind of about like just kind of letting things slide a lot of times, like things that happen to you, not like social issues and stuff. So I think it was supposed to be like he had his reminder to practice stoicism and he was like, oh, I'm going to be a better person, but it happened over time, and like he was still, I guess, kind of angry at his stepdad, but then decided not to kill him. I think that was just kind of something that's supposed to be convenient for the story because they're supposed to be like, oh, it's all about like non-violence, like he doesn't have the war in the end. He doesn't say specifically that he's going to become the new emperor.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if they're going to be like, now there's a democratic Roman Empire, or now there's I don't know. They're just supposed to be like obviously about anti-violence, and so logically you would know that he is the reason his stepdad is dead. Like,
Mm.
even if he at the very last second was like, oh no, I'm not going to kill you with my own hands, he still got him killed. Like, it was his fault. And so it's just, yeah.
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 It's yeah, that was also like another thing that I thought was kind of funny. Like you said, it makes sense because it's like all about him being blinded by anger, I guess, and then kind
Mhm.
of coming to the realization, um, violence is never the answer.
Yeah.
but but also it's like I don't know, to me, especially cuz he is a warrior and he
Mhm.
spends the whole movie killing people that he has nothing against. It's
Right.
weird that it's like, bruh, you can like do this, but then you don't see that the dude was literally doing the same thing. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Seems kind of weird.
That's kind of dumb. um yeah, so I thought that the merchant guy had a better story, honestly. His story was way better.
Yeah, I thought he was like very compelling,
Mhm.
I guess, and I wish that they would have again, like I wish they would have elaborated more on
Mhm.
his backstory and everything. I don't know, was he in the original?
No, no, he's a new person. They do say something about, I think because there were so many like generals going all over the place in like Europe and North Africa, and they were just like chopping down, entire cities and trying to win victories and stuff. So he's just from one of those cities.
Mm-hmm. Well, wasn't he owned by, like, the grandpa?
By Marcus Aurelius?
By Caesar.
Oh, by Caesar. Oh man, was he? Maybe he was. I don't remember that now.
There's, like, a scene where he's talking to the mom, and he pulls down his shirt, and he's like, "See? Doesn't this look familiar? So tell me about your dad's dream," or whatever.
That's Marcus Aurelius was her dad.
Oh, I thought he was Caesar.
No, I think, let me just double check.
Wait, who is the old guy who dies at the beginning of the first movie? I thought that was Caesar.
Oh my god, I don't remember. Google that while I Google this. Yeah, Lucilla's father in Gladiator II is Marcus Aurelius.
Oh. Who is that?
Marcus Aurelius?
Yeah.
He's like one of the most popular Roman emperors. They call him like one of the last of the good ones. He was a philosopher, so he was like taught in like he was taught in multiple philosophies, but also like Stoicism, and he like wrote journals that eventually other people found and published, and they're really popular now.
Okay. Oh, I'm stupid.
No,
I totally thought, because I did watch the first like 5 minutes of the movie, and then I just switched to the recap. I thought that Phoenix Isaac, whatever his name, I thought Joker and the girl were siblings.
Oh, I see why you're calling him Joker. I'm like, why is he Joker? What? Yeah, okay.
I thought they were siblings.
Not him. Who is he? He's not Nero. He's what's his character? He's Commodus. Yeah.
Got it. So he was Lucilla's, like,
I
husband?
honestly don't. I think, yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch the recap too, because like I don't really remember.
Damn. I thought that they were. Okay, that makes so much more sense. I thought they were siblings, and okay, I get it now.
Yeah, him. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, anyway, the merchant had the better story. And I feel like they tried to paint him as the bad guy, but like literally Lucius's mom and dad were plotting to kill those emperors, and then it's like he killed them. Does that make him the bad person now that he successfully did it even though they didn't? Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's not so much. Yeah, I guess him killing the emperors wasn't the bad thing. It was like how he, just like his thoughts on how to control the world.
Oh, because he wanted
to control Rome. Yeah. Because his whole thing was like power rules.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's very Roman of him. I don't know.
I know, right? Yeah. But
yeah. All right. Are we ready for Wicked?
Always. I'm always ready to talk about Wicked.
You're gonna make everybody popular.
Popular. Tell me all your thoughts.
Okay, the songs were amazing. So I watched the play like a week before I watched the movie. And like I really like that they stuck with what happened in the play. I really love that you could see like all the scenery in the movie. It was just like really pretty. The songs are great. The actors were really good. Um yeah. Wasn't that one guy from
Bridgerton.
Bridgerton? Yeah, was he the guy from Bridgerton? Okay.
Yeah. He was so good. Honestly, I think I like the movie more than the like live stage.
Dang, that is like an insane thing for you to say. Like being yourself, that's an insane thing for you to say.
I know. Like I've never thought that about anything. Or
Mhm.
like any, whatever.
Any
But
play, yeah.
yeah. But it was so well done, and I feel like they really used the movie medium to their advantage.
They did, yeah.
Like it really expanded on how the characters are feeling and stuff.
Yeah. I also just really love the prince's dance, like in the especially like the dance with the like rotating bookshelf thing. I was like, that is so cool.
Yeah. Ian afterwards, he was like, "God damn, I need to start doing calisthenics."
Is that what that is?
Just like his was just like dancing, but calisthenics, it's like body weight, fluid
Mm.
motions allows you to move your
Oh.
body.
Oh, interesting. I just thought it was like acrobatics type of thing, but yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of, yeah. But
Hmm.
I think it was so good. I will say though, one thing, and this is like so like annoying theater kid or like annoying hipster of me, but I will say one thing is like now social media is flooded with people who are new to Wicked, like the story of Wicked,
Hmm. Oh,
and they have
okay.
some like pretty shitty takes, and it's annoying.
What are their shittiest takes that you've seen?
Well, a lot of people want to find like a bad guy,
Yeah.
and so it's like it ended up being this like Glinda versus Alphaba. But
I
this
mean, they're
weird,
friends in the end.
right? Yeah. And then like the weird thing is a lot of people are siding with Glinda and saying that Alphaba is like wrong.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's a
I
lot of
don't think
like
that was the point of the whole story. What the hell?
yeah, it's like a lot of this like oh, Glinda's so smart because she's like working from the inside, and Alphaba should have listened to her when she said like, I hope you're happy, I hope you hurt your cause forever. Like she meant that. Like she should have stuck with the wizard because, in the long run, blah 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 blah.
No, Glinda did not have plans to work from the inside. She just wanted to look good. She just wanted to
Literally.
be part of like the rich and like famous people. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Glinda's story is very much about someone who is um like selfish and self-serving and getting what they
Mhm.
want, but like at a price. And then at the end, she realizes that price and kind of like tries to make amends with it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was a
Like,
story about like narcissism, basically, is yeah.
yeah. Um, and like, I don't think that she's like a bad guy, you
Hmm.
know? Like, she's an interesting character. I don't think she's bad, but she's definitely not like this activist, like smart
Yeah.
4D chess person that people are saying.
No. You
Yeah. I actually I got in a well, I didn't really get in a fight. It was just one comment, but I got
get
like
a Reddit fight?
a Reddit fight over
Hell yeah.
because I don't know why. I was just reading it and it was like that kind of thing.
Mhm.
And people were going like back and forth in the comments about it. And someone said, like, oh yeah, I totally understand that like they both did wrong things. But the thing that really gets me is in the second act, the song For Good.
Mhm.
That's kind of like their, like big making amends song.
Yeah.
Alphaba and Glinda, they have this line. Alphaba says, for all the things you blame me for, I ask for forgiveness for the things that you blame me for. And then Glinda says, well, I guess we know there's blame to share. And so they were saying, like, oh, that kind of, like, always irked me because, like, it seems like Glinda's not taking any, like,
responsibility,
yeah.
Yeah,
And
they
then
wrote her to be a narcissist, like textbook.
Yeah. And then someone commented back and just said, well, ... Alphaba did steal her man, ...
Not at that point. It happened later. And it's like, I don't know. I mean, I guess she did, but it's not really like that. Like, it's not her, first of all, it's not her man. She doesn't own him. Like, he has his own choices he can make. And he decided that Glinda wasn't the one for him. So,
yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Alphaba never makes any inappropriate moves or anything towards him. He leaves Glinda of his own volition and then joins Alphaba.
Yeah.
And then also, Glinda literally is actively trying to, like, she's actively helping to catch Alphaba. And also, at this point in the story, she had helped, like, she basically gave the idea to kill Nessa at this point in the story.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, like, I feel like, you know, when it comes to, like, people doing bad things, like stealing someone's man versus, like, you know, bullying them at the beginning, they do make amends. Like, she does get better after that. But, you know, start off by bullying, then you, for your own gain, try to, like, catch them. And then also, like, that leads to their sister's death. Like, I don't know.
Right. Yeah, and Glinda, like, never accepts any responsibility for that. She's like, no, I'm just, like, imperfect. Like, yeah.
I didn't know that they would actually kill her.
Right. It's not like, I don't know how anybody could think of Glinda as being somebody who would plot anything, because she's obviously not that intelligent. Like, you only care. Like, I mean, she even talks about it herself. Like, no, they make it pretty clear actually throughout the show that she's not that intelligent. She's like, remember that essay I wrote? Like, wands, need they have a point? Like, they never paint her as being that smart. It's just, yeah, there's obviously she's not trying to play some kind of game to take down the industry from the inside. It's just, yeah.
I think, it's just, I don't know, bad takes, I guess. And it's like,
yeah,
I don't know. And it's like, it's weird. I don't know.
Some people are like that, you know, they just I don't even know if they believe that about Glinda or they're just trying to be douchebags. It's really hard to tell sometimes when people are like that, or it's like, are you just trying to be like some douchey edgelord? But like, do you actually believe this? And yeah, it's like, do you want to talk to them like they're dumb or talk to them like they're being an asshole? You don't know which one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know. I can't help but think that there's like some unconscious like bias in there. Because like, you know, Glinda is Ariana Grande and she's like, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I could see why some people might be like, it's Ariana Grande. It's like, she couldn't have done anything bad. But it's also kind of like, that was the whole point that they made in Wicked. Like, the most people wanted to follow Glinda. Like, it didn't really matter what she did. People were just kind of like agreeing with her. Like, you know, all the masses were believing anything that they got, you know, lied to about, any manipulation or whatever. They just immediately believed it. And they put that in the movie because it really is something that happens in real life. You know, normally most people will either want to get along or they'll want to join the group that's like the I don't know what to explain because it's not exactly like they're always the pretty and popular one, but maybe like they have more power or something. And so it's people are actually like that. So
Yeah. I think that's one thing that a lot of people miss too with the like, oh, she should have stayed with the wizard and worked from the inside out is I do think that Wicked is a story about systemic like oppression and how like people like Alphaba, if Alphaba did stay, she never would have actually been able to make progress if she wanted to because she was, you know, a minority.
Right. They would have kept on trying to placate her. They would have kept on trying to just be like, oh, just this one more time, do this spell for us. Or, if she wanted to play pretend, she'd have to do things for them, right? She couldn't just keep on being like, oh no, like I can't do this spell. She couldn't put things off. So there's no scenario, I think, where she could have stayed with them and took it down from the inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is interesting how, like, I don't know, stories in media and discussions in media can really, like, mimic discussions about real life. Because I think that story, or that, like, conversation is very similar to the conversations that are right now happening, like, when it comes to the Democratic Party, or just, like, like the Democratic Party right now. It's like, oh, we need to go more center to like placate people versus like, oh, we can't like, we need to go more left or like more radical.
Yeah. Yeah, it is hard because obviously the Democratic Party is not a very cohesive group of people, and I think it is making it hard for us, to actually win any elections. It's making it like obviously we've seen more than once that there's a good number of people that are okay with just like not voting if they don't feel like it. If they're just like, oh, I don't really like this specific person, I'm just not going to vote at all. And like they should obviously know that what they're doing then is making it so the other side will win, but obviously they're going to deny that because a lot of people have this logical issue where they think that if you don't do something, then you're not responsible for the action as the outcome of that, whereas you actually are responsible for it. And so you'll see a lot of that. And then there's a lot of polarization within the Democratic Party that's so polar that it'd be kind of hard to get everybody on the same page. Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I think that, like, personally, I think that the right doesn't actually stand for anything except for, like, greed. And
Breed?
No, greed.
Oh, greed. This is greed. I'm like, that checks out.
I think that too.
It checks out.
Yeah, like greed. So, like, you can pretty much come to them with anything and they don't really care what your thoughts or stances are as long as you will, like, give them power or give them money. Like, as long as you're a vote, then
they don't
whatever
care.
you are, yeah.
Totally, yeah.
Which, like, obviously, like, I don't know, there's ideals that I have. Like, I can't necessarily, like, just, like, stand for someone who is, like, homophobic or, like, like, there are things that I can't just, like, sit back and be like, okay, yeah, you're great. And I'm not gonna, like, challenge you on any thoughts. But I do think that is an issue, that the left is, like, very, I think we have a big problem with being, like, very elitist, but then also we have a really big problem of, like, being gatekeepy.
Yeah, I think it's the gatekeeping is the problem, actually. It's the perfectionism and the gatekeeping. I actually don't like, how's the left elitist?
Well, in terms of the Democratic Party, a lot of working class people, just like based on polls, they find it like that they don't represent them. Whereas like that was a big thing with polling for Donald Trump, was working class people thought that like they could see themselves in him. Whereas people like Kamala and Biden, they see them as like basically like, you know, oh, they're too like well educated and elitist for me. I don't see myself in them, so they can't.
Okay, so by elitist, it's basically just like level of education.
Yeah, it's a lot of that, and a lot of like, I think a lot of people in the Democratic Party, they're a lot of like, you know, they come from like Capitol Hill, well educated. They're a lot of like, oh, I'm a oh my god, why can't I think of the word?
Lawyer? I don't know.
Yeah, like a lawyer, or like a, I don't know why I want to say analyst, but that's not the right word. Like a
Philosopher?
no, it's like I give my opinion, like I help someone.
Oh, like a, well, I don't know. So give opinion might be like analytical and honest. I don't know, but to help somebody, a philanthropist.
It's like a job.
Anthropology, philanthropy. That's the job.
It's like my job is like go somewhere. Yeah. Like advisor.
Okay.
Like yeah, like those kind of roles. Those kind of roles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that just seem like very out of touch, I guess. To the.
But I mean, that's literally the job. Like that's the job that they're doing. Don't you want people that are like qualified for their job?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's a reason. I think I heard it on a podcast. I don't remember if it was like Pod Save America or something else, but it was that every time there's been an election where one person has been branded as like the outsider, that outsider branded candidate has always won.
Really? You mean like any election, or just liberal, or what?
Presidential election.
Oh, any presidential. Oh. So people like outsiders.
Yeah. Because people like, they usually are not happy with the current, and so it's like, oh, it's because.
You know, yeah, they think that they'll break the establishment by hiring a billionaire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. The chemistry in Wicked was really good, though.
It was. Oh my god, they were so good. And like even like the smaller characters, they were like so good.
Yeah. I thought everyone was just like impeccable. Fierro, that actor, he can just like have chemistry. He could have chemistry with like a paper bag.
Yeah, probably.
Like even like when he was dancing, like with all the extras, it's like, damn.
Yeah, totally.
I don't know.
I was like, damn, him and Glinda like barely have chemistry compared to him and that, you know, anybody.
Yeah, that is interesting. I wonder if that was a strategic choice for them to have less chemistry.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, because I did always get. What?
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, I think like their story arc is kind of like, you know, or not story arc, but like their thing is that they're kind of together because it just makes sense for like those kinds of people.
I think that it was about him not wanting to use his brain. He's like, oh, it's so much easier not to think. And because she was going out of her way to get him, he was just like, oh, cool. I'll just date Glinda. I guess I'll just marry Glinda, you know, whatever, because that's what she wants. It's because he didn't want to use his brain.
That makes a lot of sense. I never thought about it that way, but yeah, that does make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when you think about how like there are times when, like, in the movie, at least, I
Mhm.
don't. It's been a while since I've seen the play,
Mhm.
so or like the musical, so I'm not
Mhm.
quite sure. But um, the staging is very like he would wander, and then she would kind of like drag him back, and then he'd be like, "Oh, okay."
Exactly, yeah. And
So
you could tell
yeah.
from the beginning he kind of had a thing for Alphaba. So,
Hmm.
yeah. He
Yeah.
was just kind of doing whatever was easiest.
Hmm. Yeah. What do you think about I don't know, like the side characters?
I
Like,
love them. I love the
yeah.
two little, like, Glinda's, like, two little cunty friends. They're so fun.
Yeah, they were great. I
Yeah.
love what's his name?
I don't remember his name, but the, like, he was on SNL. Like, so I don't remember his name though.
I want to say it's like Bowen Yang or something.
Is it okay?
I'm looking it up.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. It's Bowen Yang.
Bowen Yang.
Yeah. Yeah, he's great. He's so funny.
Yeah.
I liked him. I liked I really liked Madame Maribel. I know some people were concerned because the actor, she's not really like a singer.
Michelle, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't
But
even
I
remember.
thought
Did
she
she
did good.
sing very much?
Really? She sings like one line at the beginning of The Wizard and I.
Okay. I think she's
But
like she's such a fabulous person. It doesn't matter what she does. She can just stand there and it's like, oh my god.
mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. I think she did great. I liked her. I thought the performance was like, I don't know. It was dazzling.
It was, yeah.
So what would you rate? Gladiator versus Wicked. Who would win?
Oh, Wicked for sure. Gladiator, like it's worth seeing. I thought it was good. It's worth seeing, especially for the nostalgia. But it's maybe like a 6 out of 10. Wicked was great. Yeah, 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
What do you
I
think?
agree. I agree. Yeah. I think Gladiator, it's like a fun watch, I'd say. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
god, one thing,
Mm-hmm.
the sound design of Gladiator freaking got me. I was like cringing in my seat.
Wait, what do you mean?
Like there's like a squelching sound
Ew.
during the gore,
Oh,
and it gets
gross.
me. It's like I hate that
Gross.
like wet sound when there's
Ew.
gore.
I hate
Yeah.
gore. Like, ugh. I feel like it's like
Yeah.
pointless. Like obviously there was a point this time. Like it's literally Gladiator, but
Yeah. It was yeah. I thought I'm not a huge fan of gore. I did like that the I don't know, the fighting, like the what is it called? The cinematography. It wasn't so like boom 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 like
hmm
Avenger movies, where it's
hmm
like uh, stuff like you can't even see what's going on.
yeah.
Um but I think that they could have been choreographed. I thought that sometimes the main actors, there were a couple
Mhm.
main actors who I feel like could use a little work with their like fake punches.
Oh no, that's not good.
Just because like there was a couple of times, I don't remember if it was one of the main guys. I don't remember if it was Pedro Pascal or the other guy,
hmm
but like they punched someone and I was like, that's so much just like a stage punch.
Yeah, I think I might have seen something like that too. Or and then I was like, I don't know, maybe like a real punch would look weird too. Had to like try to dilute myself to like stay in the movie. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good. Yeah, I guess I've never seen a real punch. Maybe
We need to see
maybe I
this. We
need
need
to.
to ask some people, like, can you please punch each other and we can assess.
Yeah. Can you get in like a gladiator style fight, fist fight, so you
Yeah,
can just see if it's realistic or not?
for science, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Fun watch. I wouldn't say it's like a like I wouldn't be like, oh my god, this is gonna like change your life. But I think it's
No.
entertaining.
With Gladiator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wicked will change your life.
It will absolutely change your life. Yeah. Especially if you like know what they're talking about, you know. Okay, my favorite song was We Deserve Each Other. That song is hilarious.
Which part?
Just like the whole song, because I mean they're not saying that like they actually deserve each other. They're saying it the kind of way when you're like, you know, two awful people and you're like, you deserve each other. That's like, yeah, they're like, we're both awful in the same way. We deserve each other's. Yeah.
Yeah. It is interesting how like in that song, like every time they do that part in that song, it's like because actually the song is Dancing Through Life, but then it's little parts of it. But like every time they do that, you deserve each other. It is interesting that none of those are like genuine.
The like relationships aren't like actually like each other, like both people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. They're not like genuine. So it's kind of like obviously one person in there actually likes the other one and they're kind of lying to themselves. The other person's like, I'm just gonna pretend whatever to be in this relationship. So like they deserve each other. I don't know. So they're like the two kind of like narcissistic-ish people that like they deserve each other. And then the two, what do you even call that? Opportunist
Simps.
or sibs? What is it? Simps. Yeah, the two simps. They deserve each other. So yeah.
And then Alphaba deserves the hat.
That was a great hat. I want that hat.
That was a good hat.
Yeah. I think it's hilarious that they made. I think it's hilarious that they made the hat like everybody thinks this is so ugly.
Yeah, right? It's like not even an outrageous hat, I feel.
No, I mean maybe because it's like normal to us. Like that's like witch culture. You wear the witch hat. Like why would that be weird?
Yeah. It is also kind of funny how like there's all these things happening, but because Alphaba's green, like that's a huge deal.
Right.
But it's like, bro, there's like talking animals and like
well, but they hate the talking animals too, remember? Like they take all their voices away. But yeah, you're right though, in the context of like if you're used to seeing talking animals, why would a green person bother you?
Yeah.
But yeah, they do take the talking animal's voice away.
Sad.
Yeah. I think she did it. Yeah, I think they do it to every animal in the whole, like everywhere, right? Yeah.
Well, one thing that's kind of interesting is it's like Oz. It's just in Oz, but then there's that map where it's like, oh, then it's the what is it? Like the uncrossable desert or something? And it's like who knows what's beyond there. So
yeah.
Like maybe Oz is just like a little North Korea or something.
It might be. Oh my god. We probably shouldn't talk about it very much, but like, oh my god, the coup, what would you like it wasn't exactly like a full coup, but it was like the martial I almost called it martial arts. The martial law.
The martial arts.
Can you believe the martial arts in South Korea? The martial law in South Korea.
Yeah, that was wild. I don't even like.
It was 6 hours. Like, yeah. In
Did you see
the general
what?
stepped down.
The what? Oh,
The
he did?
general, yeah, I think he was a general anyway, but he is the guy that like said, "Oh yeah, we're gonna have the military uphold the martial law," and then because it got overthrown, 6 hours later, he's like, "I am ashamed and I am going to step down." Yeah,
Good. Yeah.
yeah. He made like a speech about how he's like too incompetent for his job, and he's like, "I'm going to step down." And it's like, I mean, honestly, on a personal level, he kind of made a smart choice, like for his own survival. Like, if the martial law worked and then they became like, I don't know, dictatorship or whatever the hell comes after martial law, I'm sure we'll find out in the US soon. um, he would have survived, he would have had better survival chances by going along with it, as long as he doesn't kill anybody. Um, and then just being like, oops, sorry afterwards. So I guess for himself, like, even though he did the wrong thing, he did the self-preserving thing.
He's Glinda.
He's Glinda. Now he's gonna float around in his bubble and tell everybody that he's the good witch.
Yeah, that was wild. It was kind of weird that it was like this big thing, and then just like 6 hours later, it's like nothing.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, this might be the end of democracy. And I was like, and then the US might get involved because we have a military presence there. Like, holy shit. And then it was all like, yeah, actually, it's over.
Yeah. For a second, I was like, maybe America isn't like, the worst place in the world to be right now.
Like, right this second.
But,
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, though, the entire world is kind of going in the same direction. So, like, a lot of the exact same stuff that's happening in the US is happening in South Korea. We're actually following a lot of the very similar patterns. It's happening like in a lot of other countries as well.
yeah.
Just kind of all following the exact same patterns, which is scary, because that means that some very big changes might happen.
Why do you think that do you think it's just like, I don't know, resource guarding because of climate exchange? Climate change, not climate exchange.
I know you may, yeah. I'm not sure. I know that we have a couple other problems, like not just resources in terms of like raw resources or whatever, raw materials. We have the birth issue that's happening everywhere. We have I don't know. Like, I know that there's this kind of pattern with countries where once they become past a certain population or like some population density, they tend to become authoritarian. And so I don't know if that's involved in it. I know, I feel like another thing that might be, I don't know, we have like a lot of countries that are becoming authoritarian right now. It's, there's a lot of like the Islamic extremist governments that are taking over the Middle East and North Africa. They've started like a lot of civil wars there. They won some of them. Like Afghanistan, for example, now they're an authoritarian country. And I feel like I could pinpoint them as being the start of this. And then once that starts spreading a lot, it becomes normalized. And then people become okay with voting for more authoritarian presidents. People just kind of become complicit. And it's really weird because you would think that the more people hear about things, the more that they would become, motivated to act. But it's actually the more people hear about things that happened, the more they accept the bad things that happen, the more complicit they become. So like the more you get you see even just the more you even see like violence on TV or something, like the more you become okay with those violent acts happening. I'll
Yeah.
to like show there was actually some kind of like news article I was reading about it, or some like research article that I could share. But yeah, so people are just becoming very complicit. They don't care
That makes
anymore.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if social media has really like helped, and that's why it's all happening everywhere, I feel like recently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. Social media has had a huge impact on like a lot of aspects of it. Down with social media. No, just kidding. we kind of had to have it now, you know? It's like, yeah.
I know. I keep going back and forth because TikTok's getting banned in like 40 something days. So
Oh
sad.
my God. What's your backup plan? Oh, yeah. Instagram Reels, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But I don't know. I'm so not into that just because it's so hypocritical. Meta is one of like the big companies that's lobbying against TikTok and like lobbying for the ban. Um, pretty much just like because they want to buy TikTok. But
Yeah, of
like
course.
I just think that going to Meta is it's just hypocritical because the whole reason why TikTok is getting banned is to protect data, but Meta is literally like has a history of like not protecting users' data and
Yeah,
like like so
totally.
just, I don't know.
Yeah. Yep. I think everybody's given up on their data being private.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously I care, but it's like there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, well, even if you wanted to stop caring, now there's the way back, or the way back machine. So literally everything you put that's public online on any social media gets backed up by the way back machine, and like people can go find it. So yeah.
Yeah. It's, I don't know. I I don't know. What can you do?
Right, exactly. So it's like whatever.
Yeah.
Put my data.
At least.
I'm gonna put that shit on everything.
Yeah. If you're gonna give my data anyways, at least I can get some like, some dank memes.
Yeah, right. Totally. That's my Reddit. All of them have all my data.
Oh yeah. I'm sure
Yeah.
Reddit has a lot of my data. I really want to know, like, I don't know, I just want to get my data. Like, I want to know what my data says about me. Like, I wonder what, like, little groups I'm put into.
Well, you put yourself in groups, but I think you're talking about like ad groups.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I noticed like it changes. Like you can see the ads that you get, right, based off of your data. Like you go on one app and do some stuff, and then you go to Facebook, and then they're all like, here's these specific hair care products, and here's this or that. Like, yeah, I've definitely seen some weird stuff that like the ads think about me that I'm like, oh, that was interesting that you thought that, but okay.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I feel like there's, like, we spend enough time online and the data is, like, so advanced. Like, it must be, like, the best. Like, you could probably get the best, like, astrology reading, but it's, like, data reading.
Exactly.
For yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's going to be like, we know exactly when you're going to die because we know these symptoms that you have and we know what you had, but instead we're going to tell you when you're going to die. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We know exactly what you could do to, live your best life, but instead we're just gonna push these things that will...
Yeah, like instead we think you need some new earbuds.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do we want to end our podcast? Do we have like a thing?
I don't know. Yeah, I feel like we should. Oh my god. Is that a cat or what is that? I thought I saw a cat poke out of your... Oh, it was that. Oh, okay.
It's a very good kitty cat.
Yeah, I don't know. How do you think we should end it? Like maybe... Like, I do think we should, like, have something that we end with.
Should we go present cats?
Yeah. This is my cat. I caught him. He is fluffy and cute.
This is my little baby slut. He's good kitty. He's purring. Probably can't hear it though. Present your cat. That's his belly. I can't hear you. I think you have your mic off.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. This is Roxas, a gorgeous, long hair, domestic American.
Domestic American.
He's white with black spots, like a little cow. And he eats like one too.
Wait, I didn't know Soot's been Soot has been just annoying the shit out of me all day, so this is revenge. It's like a little spot on his belly. You got anything to say?
I don't know about revenge. He seemed pretty chill with it.
Yeah, so. He doesn't care. He's been just like the entire day. I'm like, shit. But also, I always give in.
Yeah. It do be like that.
Yeah. Oh. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. We hope you continue to listen to us. Let us know if you like the new content. Let us know what you want us to watch, read, listen, whatever media next. Yeah. What else do we want to say?
If you like our content and you want to see more, you should like and subscribe.
Yes.
And Roxy is looking at your toy.
What is that? It's the best toy.
But yeah, that's it. Tell us your thoughts on Gladiator II and Wicked.
Yes, let us know. Mm-hmm. Tell us your thoughts on Stoicism, but like not just Marcus Aurelius. I want to hear some Seneca and shit. Like, yeah.
No basic shit.
We don't need no basic bitches up in this, but okay. We want you actually if you're basic. Please disregard.
Okay.
Bye.
Goodbye.